before you go back.
Good. We send everybody here because it's worth it.
It's a real deal here. I'd like to welcome you folks who just came in to the world famous Birdcage Theater, also known as the Birdcage Opera House Saloon. It first opened its doors in 1881. They remained open 24 hours a day for 9 years. During that time, it was known all across America by its disreputable reputation. It was even referred to by the New York Times in 1882 as the roughest, bawniest, most wicked night spot between Basin Street and the Barbary Coast. There were 16 gun and knife fights in this building. 26 men and 1 woman lost their life in here. And there's 140 bullet holes throughout this building. If I can have your attention at the front of the bar here, I'll point out a few bullet holes for you. Right down there in that vertical post. That's a 45 caliber bullet hole. But that slug still remains in there today. Above that post in the ceiling, there's a much smaller hole up there by the big water stain. That's a 32. Over here, the frame on the show bill. About 18 inches from the bottom left corner. That there's a ricochet mark from the 45 in the green plaster wall behind that door there. Right above the Lyman Twins poster, that's a 44. Fatima, the large painting there, now she was a belly dancer that performed on our stage in 1881. She went on to the Chicago World's Fair and caused quite a ruckus. Then she moved to Europe and became famous as Little Egypt. She has 6 patch bullet holes throughout her canvas, a large knife gash in her skirt right below her knee. If you look close, she appears to have an extra belly button. That's just one of her bullet holes. The narrow staircase to the left of the painting, now that's the only way the cowboys and miners had to get up and see the shady ladies. Feel free to lean over the case and look up the steps. You'll notice the top 3 steps have been worn down to about the thickness of a 25-cent piece. That's to indicate the heavy traffic in those 9 years. You'll also notice the bottom of those stairs don't hardly have anywhere tall. Only explanation we have for that around here. There must have been such a hurry to get up to those ladies up there, they skipped them bottom steps altogether. 7 cribs on each side of the building. They got back and forth between them by the use of this overhead bridge, appropriately called the catwalk. Now they had to have their drinks while sitting up there. They got their drinks hoisted up to them by the rope-operated dumbwaiter at the end of the bar. The bar and back bar is original. This is the only bar in Tombstone from the 1880s that still remains in its original building and in its original position. It was handcrafted out of cherry wood in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Shipped around the Horn in South America to San Francisco, put on a mule train and hauled to here. That sounds like a roundabout way to getting it here, but the railroad refused to ship it because they couldn't insure the mirrors behind the bar. Still, the originals. Light fixtures throughout the building are also original, converted from carbide gas to electricity. Highlights in the old building include the 14 private birdcage cribs, the gaming tables, dice, blackjack, barrel table. Doc Holliday did the old barrel from that table from time to time. The original grand piano is still in the orchestra pit. Up on the hand-painted stage, posters and pictures of the entertainers. Lily Langtree, Lillian Russell, Robert Crabtree, and Eddie Ford, to name a few. Also on the backstage, Tombstone's most valuable antique, the Black Maria. The original horse-drawn hearse from Boot Hill worth about $2 million today. 5 more rooms at their furnishings in the lower level, 2 more bordello rooms, a wine cellar, a document room, and my favorite room, the poker room. Doesn't take much imagination to hear the whiskey glasses and poker chips down there. That old table and mismatched chair still sit in the dirt floor. That's where they held the longest and most famous high-stakes poker game in the West. $1,000 just to buy into that game. That's over $30,000 in today's money. $10 million cost that table now. Skip 10%. Famous gamblers played in that game. Pat Masterson, Luke Short, Diamond, Jim Brady, and of course the infamous Doc Holliday. That game ran non-stop, 24 hours a day for 8 years, 5 months and 3 days. Sometimes there's a 6 months waiting list to get in that game. When somebody folded out, they tipped the chair up on the table and sent a runner out there on Allen Street to try to find the next person on the list. That's how they kept that game going for so long. It wasn't easy to find one person on Allen Street in the 1880s because there's 106 saloons just on Allen Street. I've only touched on the highlights back there. It's all self-guided. If you have cameras, you're welcome to take photographs for your personal use all the way through. You're also paid for the rest of the day, so you can come in and out of here until around 6:30. $10 for adults and $9 for seniors, 60 and over and active military. So see me up here and we'll get started.